So this session is with young Atlas down here, a Marama. Now, being a guardian breed, they are quite protective. They use them in flocks of sheep and animals and livestock to protect. Now, if you're going to own one of these dogs as a pet, you have to realise what you're taking on. Now, I've been asked by the owner to assess him for his temperament, because when she takes him out, she finds he's very protective, which is very natural being his breed. But what is interesting is I've got him right here, just walking past 3 dogs, and I'm not getting any of this protection, which doesn't surprise me, because Atlas has met me before and he's very clever at picking up on who needs protecting and who doesn't. So if you're not that owner that shows your dog that you don't need this protecting, you'll find this is where these traits will come out a lot more. So you need to give the dog feedback that I don't need this protecting, and you can water them down to a degree. That being said, it's in their DNA, and you cannot get a breed like this and not expect them to do some sort of guardian, because this is what they are bred to do. You have to be aware of this when you buy a breed. I'm always talking about it. Know your breed, know their temperament, know what they're bred to do. It is not fair to take on a dog of any breed and ask them to not do what they are bred to do. This is very challenging. You ask them to go against their DNA. But with young Atlas down here, I'm finding more of his is anxiety rather than protection. So you can get confused. You can think the barking's coming through him being protected, but I think with him it's a bit of a combination. It's a fear-based period he's going through. You'll see him in a second. He's very nervous, very anxious. So he needs a lot of exposure. This is Atlas. And all I've got here, Atlas sitting here watching and just watching the world go by. Doing this at a threshold that allows him to back off, hey buddy, if he needs to. So I don't want to confront him too much, but I want to expose him. There's a fine line, guys, between imprinting something bad on your dog or giving him exposure. So you've got to find that barrier, that threshold where he can look and he can avoid to a degree if he wants. It's like you don't teach a dog to swim in water by throwing them in the water, despite what people think. You need to encourage them to want to be in there. Same with him getting used to things around him. I'm not going to confront him too much, but I am going to make him sit and look, or not actually sit, but watch and just observe and see the world. And the more you do this, the more the anxiety will dissipate in your dog very often. We started the walk probably 15 minutes ago, and he's still anxious, but he's a lot less anxious. He's still panting a little bit. You can see there if you look closely his mouth, and he's still not 100% comfortable. But you have to be careful on that side of things, that because your dog's not comfortable, you don't go running home with your dog and taking him away. That is not how you're going to get him through this. But like I said, it is a fine line between close and being too close or too far away. You just got to find that threshold where your dog can sit and look and chill out like Atlas. Hey buddy, look at that dog. Let's go, buddy. Things like this, skateboards.
That was so low. That race went like that.
This is not about sits and stays. And I was saying before in another video that you can't reprimand fear out of a dog. Careful of that, guys. I can't tell a dog off for being scared. That is not going to help anything. You've got to let these dogs work themselves through it and become comfortable in the environment. You imagine if you've never seen anything before and you were 2 years old and then suddenly get exposed, you might be a bit anxious as well. So with gentle exposure over time, you can make these guys and girls and puppies a lot more relaxed. Just a matter of patience and being very consistent. You've got to do this regularly. You've got to allow them their exposure. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. This is the sort of exposure I'm talking about, guys. His truck over here, I find something that makes him a little uncomfortable. He just sits and watches. Caravan. And just let him look. And observe from a good distance. Not too confronting. Now we'll finish up with a little cafe exposure, which I like to do. around. Walk in this sort of environment, buddy. Come on. And just chill out at the front here. You're okay. You're right. No, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, that's what he's here for. Huh? Just noise. It's okay, buddy. Don't be shy. You're nice people. You're alright, mate. Good boy. Good boy. It's one of these guys. This is good, a little bit of disinterest. Hey, bud. Good boy. That's the way. Nice. Are you prepared to lay down? Oh, look at that. Good boy. What a good dog. So he's here for, he won't bite you, but he's nervous and he just needs exposure to people. He's really young. Yeah, he's going to lose a bit of hair on you, sorry.
That's okay.
But he's only like very young.
What's wrong?
About 8 months, yeah. He's very anxious and he just needs a lot of exposure. He's here just for that, to meet people, to see the world.
What's his name?
Atlas.
Atlas. Yeah, Atlas. Lovely dog. Good.
Yeah, yeah. Give him a piece of this. Put it, make him sit for you. And give him.
Atlas. Yeah.
Show him you got some.
Atlas. Sit. Sit.
Oh, good boy.
Oh.
Good boy.
Dog.
And he needs that. He needs to be fed off lots of different people.
Sit.
Good boy.
Boy.
Perfect. What a good dog.
Dog.
He's sweet. He's such a nice dog.